I have to report that the intavirus has now mutated and is now producing twins who are selling really effective supplements using evidence-based science to their large audiences. Oh, as a disclaimer, I do actually have an identical twin, like peas in a pod. Look at the old setup here. I can confirm that I have just finished filming an iPhone commercial.
From a single piece of aluminium.
As with all of these videos, it is the information or brand of content that I'm critiquing. For example, people doing dangerous stunts on camera, showing misleading body recomposition images, or the selling of ineffective products over and over again on their Instagram profile using incorrect information to their audience. These videos are not personal attacks or verbally abusive to these people. They are lighthearted but firm, cheeky pokes making fun of these people's information. And it has an underlying message, which in this video is, for example, protein timing, supplementation, and the bioavailability of supplements such as glutamine. And I'll just start off by saying that the Harrison twins have a very decent sense of humor. However, these lads have that Medusa stare going on. Do not look them in their eyes. And so while the supplement information from both of these sets of twins is absolutely horrific and complete tripe, the intavirus has many levels to it, and this is not scandalous in itself. For example, compared to the outright danger that people like the Devons put on camera. Or Brad Santa on his hoverboard. That stuff just does not fly with me. And so these guys are the organic twins. Apparently. Is this like another one of those magic eye images where you step back from the image and you see the truth? Kind of like when you look at HIIT versus steady state cardio, and when you take a step back from the process and look at cardio and fat loss over a chronic period of time, you get a better picture and context of what's going on. As I mentioned in my last video from a few days ago, on that topic. Powerful science segue. Let's start with the easy stuff. The protein shakes. Completely valid and fine. You can sell protein supplements. Surely you're not going to do that through promoting a compulsory post-workout anabolic window, are you? This is the most effective time to have whey protein. Brain gains. And indeed, no, it's not. I have a video on the protein hierarchy where I explain that it's your cumulative protein intake throughout the day, which is the most important, and the quality of your protein intake being all 9 essential amino acids. Protein timing is of lesser importance. However, if you are fasted before your training, then you may need a faster intake of amino acids post-workout, and that's what's called nuance and communicating things in the correct way. But it's still what can be thought of as a barn door. And I have a video on the anabolic window or lack of an anabolic window. Dear Instavirus lords, please tell me that these boys are now promoting branched chain amino acids. Yes. And as we like to say in this community, a whey protein shake at night will not only help you curb sweet cravings, but it'll also keep you anabolic through the night. Anabolic yet. I just did a video touching on protein intake before sleep, digesting protein. So during this post-absorptive state where you're not intaking food regularly because you're sleeping, but referring to casein protein, not whey protein. These boys are completely incorrect with that application, and therefore there is a discussion to be had about protein intake, and I've linked that video below as well, so please have a gander of that. And what I would like to say to people is please have a look at my library of videos that I've made, because you'll most likely find answers to supplement questions there. I've made videos on protein, creatine, BCAAs, protein timing, protein amounts, and I don't just present people giving the wrong information such as in this video. I also reference people such as Dr. Eddie Joe, Greg Knuckles, Dr. Eric Helms, Dr. Schonfeld. Let's jump to the Harrison twins and their fusion protein. Now, am I being absolutely crazy here? Or is this product absolute nonsense? First of all, let's translate fusion to proprietary blend, meaning you don't know the exact dosages of this mixture of ingredients. This product mixes whey concentrate, whey isolate, and whey hydrolysate. There's an issue with this, which would be that whey concentrate is perhaps a cheaper form of protein, and whey isolate is a more filtered, more expensive form of protein because it removes some of the stuff that's in the whey concentrate. So if you have a whey isolate in this product and then you're mixing it with the whey concentrate, you're putting all the stuff that you filtered out back into it and mixing it together. Do you see the problem they are creatine, which leads me into the creatine in this product. And when you have a valid supplement like creatine mixed into another product, it looks great. Oh, that's wonderful, I'm getting more bang for my buck. But be careful, you need to consider dosage. So if you look at creatine per intake, it's 1.55 grams in this product. And so if we think about creatine supplementation for adults, you have a figure of around 5 grams per day. Now that would not include a loading phase where it can be around 20 grams of creatine, but I'm just giving you an isolated non-loading dose of 5 grams of creatine supplementation. And again, I have a video explaining creatine in more depth where I do an Optimus Prime sound effect. And so using my calculator, that would mean that 3 servings of this protein powder would come to 4.65 grams. So you'd have to have over 3 servings of this protein shake to hit the creatine dosage. And I would suggest for many people, having 3 protein shakes per day may be slightly excessive, considering you should also be taking in protein from food sources, thereby leading me to conclude that it would be more effective for you just to buy an isolated creatine product, as when you take these extra protein shakes to get the creatine dose, you may then mess around with your macros and your calories from those extra shakes and the nutrients in them. I didn't see that explanation in their IG description box. But to be fair, he did maintain his smoldering promotional look using both left and right facing angles. Brilliant. Check BCAA, which also contains glutamine and joint support at 1UP Nutrition. No. And so let's start with glutamine for muscle growth and recovery. Essentially completely useless for you, a waste of your money, do not buy it. And so you see these products everywhere, the BCAA glutamine.
Devin Physique.
2 redundant supplements for the price of 1. I've made many videos about BCAAs, but also glutamine has poor bioavailability. And this is what a younger me with slightly more hair said about that. It has incredibly low bioavailability. In other words, when you consume glutamine orally, it's not taken up very well by the body. This has to do with the fact that the stomach, liver, and intestines love glutamine. They're greedy. They don't want to share glutamine. And when you consume glutamine supplements, the glutamine passes through all those organs before it has the opportunity to enter your bloodstream and be delivered to your muscles. Essentially, those expensive glutamine supplements are gobbled up by your GI system and never really make it to your muscles. And so why may we see glutamine so commonly? Well, as Shinetsky suggests, glutamine is an incredibly cheap ingredient, and a big reason it's used to fill out low-quality pre-workouts, amino acid supplements, and protein powders. These so-called organic twins literally have some of the worst supplementation I've ever seen on a profile. It's just impossible for your bodies to recover as soon as we wish naturally. Are you trying to trigger me into a catabolic spasm of suggestive phrases following that sentence? Or will you do it for me? That's where supplements come in handy. I bet they do, boys. The wink is on duty today. And then they go on to talk about the company that sponsors them and how this company only uses proven ingredients in the same post where they promote ingredients that are completely redundant. But at this point, if you're starting to feel concerned, don't worry, because these boys, what are their names? Please be Devin and Devin. Please be Devin and Devin. Ah, balls. Ruben and Revel, that's an anticlimax. That's what he said. That's what she said. That's what they said. Get it out of my system. I like a warm-up compared to the Harrison twins that have posts like this. BCAA energy or recovery? I switch from both day to day. Really, mate? Is that how you built your physique? Really? You pinky swear? Okay, we're good. Now that is almost my favorite social media post ever, behind Mike O'Hearn, who said this. Mike O'Hearn is an actor who also sets the world record for breaking the most consecutive panes of glass with his head. Twice, which I've now shown on this channel
Twice.
because in this video you will understand that all nonsense comes in twos, and glutamine supplementation rears its ugly head again. Same InstaVirus, different company. The consistency of poor information across these InstaVirus profiles is flipping amazing.
The InstaVirus. The InstaVirus.
The InstaVirus, I think Risk sums that up nicely. Hair removal machine. Easy boys. Easy boys. It's going to be okay. The way that these different twins promote the same redundant supplements is like pass the parcel InstaVirus version. Devon to Harrison to organic to Devon's busy.
To infinity and beyond!
They all push the same nonsense, but using incorrect information, which is done over and over and over again on their profile, which some people may say is misleading. And these people have clearly trained for an extended period of time. So either they do know the right information, which would make it perhaps worse, or they don't know the right information about these supplements, in which case they shouldn't be selling them. And by the way, Gymshark sponsors a lot of twins for some reason. Nothing inherently wrong in that, just an observation. And it comes down to this. Much of their training information is very standard and decent. For example, this, where he talks about working different parts of the shoulder. He talks about working the rear deltoids so that you have a muscle balance, so which can contribute to your posture, for example. All fantastic, and their content goes from that to this nonsense. These twins are doing themselves a disservice to the integrity and quality of information that they could be projecting to their large audiences. I have my beliefs as to why people push these supplements in this way. You may have your beliefs too, and you can please comment down below. And of course, these sets of twins do train hard, and so of course they put hard work into their physiques, and I would be very happy to discuss these supplement issues with either sets of these twins if they so wish. And so I'm James Linker, this is the Shredded Sports Science. Thank you so much for everybody who watches the videos. I will see you soon. There's so much bias that I see and lack of balance towards this issue on social media, where people will disproportionately push one specific type of cardio as being best for fat loss. And so please remember, there is no generic best.